Okay, so I have to tell you something. I just started your Lorianne video. Like, literally just started it. So, recently, and I don't remember what day I did this, but recently, I asked the universe to start telling me more. Okay, so it was after the full moon hike, because Rhonda and I went on the full moon hike, and she's been divorced twice. She knows her future partner is named Ben, or something to do with Ben. Like, is going to be, like, either where he works or something. Or, like, the initials is going to be BEN or something. But she had this vision of her and him getting married, like, on their wedding day, with her son there, her daughter there. So her kids are grown. Her daughter's, like, 22, maybe? I know, right? And lives in Spokane with this boyfriend of hers. And then her son is 17, and he's kind of in like a military school camp, reformant type school. And I guess he really loves it. It's very disciplined. Has to do with like Hawaii and the like warrior. And there's that one, I don't know if you remember, it was like in Road Rules, Real World Road Rules, and they do this like dance and they like chant, and I'd have to find it. But anyways, so she was telling me about Ben's family, her future Ben's family. I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a good thing. I was like, I want to ask the universe to learn more about Brian's family so that I can kind of start getting to know him more. I think I'm learning about his family because of the whole synchronicity thing. I'm listening to this book that Rhonda recommended about NDEs, and the guy in the book who had the NDE, who experienced the NDE, let me leave this video and then I'll talk. He was adopted, like, at a young age, as a baby, I think, and raised by his adopted parents. And then later in life, so like throughout his life, he really wanted to meet his birth family, and it just didn't work out. And then they lost somebody in their family, and I can't remember. So the parents didn't want to meet their son when they found out that he was reaching out, but his sister, one of his parents' kids, wanted to, closing my eyes apparently helps me recall this information, wanted to meet him. So he eventually does meet his birth family. Exact same story is what you just said with Lorianne. He was adopted at a young age. He eventually meets his birth parents. They had him at a very young age, but then they ended up getting married and having other children that they did not put up for adoption. And I was like, holy crap, you're telling me the exact same thing that happened with Lorianne. The exact same thing happened with this guy in this book. I literally just asked the universe to tell me more about Brian and his family and his like family dynamics, and I want to learn more about it. And I know he's going to be surrounded by so much family. I think it's going to be that same thing. Like, what if that's like, oh my God, I'm going to freak when I find this out. I'm going to upload this video to YouTube for sure, so that when it does happen in the future, I can be like, oh my God, Danielle, remember when? And then we'll find out that Brian was adopted, and then because his parents had him at a young age, and then they ended up getting married and having other family. So then he's going to have like his adopted family and his birth family. And it, like, seriously, like, as soon as you started telling me that, it was the exact same family dynamics as this guy in this book. And I literally just asked the universe to tell me more about Brian and his family. I was like, I want to know more about, like, what kind of family he comes from. Like, what are his family dynamics? Like, what does his family look like? Oh my God. And, like, the synchronicities. And that's how you get messages. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm getting my answer. Okay. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. And then I'm going to talk to Callie. And then I'm going to go back and listen to your video. I love you.